The rain tapped against the hospital windows like 1,000 anxious fingers. The air was heavy with the smell of medicine and the weight of anticipation. Leela lay on the narrow bed, her dark hair damp with sweat, her hands gripping the sheets so tightly her knuckles turned pale. Every contraction sent a ripple of pain through her body, yet her eyes burned with determination. The doctor leaned forward, urging her softly, and the nurses moved with quiet urgency, preparing for the final moment. Her cry pierced the storm outside as she pushed with every ounce of strength left in her. Then came silence, a silence so deep it seemed the entire world had paused to listen. In the doctor's hands rested a newborn, but not one like anyone had ever seen before. The child's skin was soft, pink, and warm, but its face carried delicate whiskers that trembled with each breath. Its ears were small, triangular, covered in the faintest downy fuzz, and when it opened its mouth, no human wail came out, only a fragile, questioning mew. The doctor faltered. The nurses exchanged stunned glances, whispers hovering on their lips but refusing to take shape. Fear, disbelief, and wonder flickered across their faces. For a moment, no one moved. Leela's breathing was shallow, but her voice, though weak, was firm. "Give me my baby." The doctor hesitated, his hands trembling as he held the unusual child. Yet, slowly, carefully, he lowered the infant into her waiting arms. When Leela gazed down, the strangeness melted away. She saw not a creature of confusion, nor a puzzle meant to be solved by others, but the life she had carried, the child her heart had known even before her eyes did. Her fingers brushed over the soft fuzz of his tiny head, and she let out a trembling laugh through her tears. "You're mine," she whispered, pressing the child against her chest. "Whatever you area broken bar, you are mine." The newborn shifted, curling into her warmth, its small body vibrating with a faint, rhythmic purr. Thunder rumbled outside the hospital walls, as though the sky itself acknowledged the arrival of something extraordinary. The whispers began before the baby had even opened his strange, golden-flecked eyes to the world outside. In the market, women bent over baskets of rice and muttered. Men at the temple gate exchanged glances heavy with suspicion. Children, wide-eyed and restless, repeated the words they overheard. A cat baby, a spirit child, a curse in flesh. Inside her wooden house, Leela heard the rumors through the thin walls. Sometimes neighbors passed close enough that their voices drifted in with the wind. She should hide it. She should pray it away. It is not natural. But she did not hide. She rocked her child gently, humming lullabies she had known since her own mother's arms. She named him Milo, a name soft enough to carry love, strong enough to shield him from the storm of voices outside. Milo was unlike other newborns. At night, instead of restless cries, he gave a low, steady purr that vibrated against her chest, calming her as much as it soothed him. His ears twitched when he dreamed, his tiny fingers curling like paws around her thumb. Leela loved him all the more for it, for the strangeness only deepened the bond she felt. But love alone could not quiet the village. Each day, curiosity grew into fear, and fear threatened to become something sharper. Mothers clutched their children closer when Leela's name was spoken. Old men claimed they had seen omens in the clouds. Even the priest, once kind, now averted his gaze. One evening, when the sky was painted with the last glow of sunset, Leela stepped out of her house with Milo in her arms. It was the first time she had dared to face them since the birth. The villagers had gathered in the square, as though waiting. Conversations stilled the moment she appeared, all eyes drawn to the child. Some gasped softly at the sight of the little ears and faint whiskers. Others recoiled, their hands pressed together in nervous prayer. The silence felt heavier than words, pressing down on Leela's chest. Milo stirred in her arms. His golden eyes fluttered open, blinking against the twilight. He lifted a tiny hand, a soft, trembling, impossibly small, and touched Leela's cheek. Then came a sound, not frightening, not unnatural, but the soft, high mew. The sound rippled through the crowd like a pebble across still water. The fear on some faces faltered, giving way to wonder. Children leaned forward, curious instead of afraid. A few elders lowered their eyes, not out of scorn, but out of something that felt like reverence. Leela stood tall, though her heart pounded. She raised her voice, steady and clear. "He may look different," she said, her arms tightening protectively around Milo, "but he is my son. He belongs here, just as I do, just as all of us do." The wind carried her words across the gathering, and for a long moment, no one spoke. Only the sound of leaves rustling and the steady rhythm of the child's purr filled the night. Something unseen shifted in that silence, not acceptance yet, not peace, but the seed of it, planted deep in the hearts of those who listened. And as the first stars appeared above the village, Leela held her child high against the fading light, as though showing him not only to the people, but to the heavens themselves.